Sunday, Oxford, Florida, Brown and Brown Farms, perfect grazing weather, 72 degrees, light breeze, grass at optimal moisture content for consumption. And what am I doing? Narrating a flea market. I'm a Dexter cow, Boss Taurus, Dexter breed, small heritage cattle, dual purpose, milk and meat, though let's not dwell on that second part. Originally from Ireland, currently in Florida. Living my best ruminant life on a farm that happens to host a weekly event called Junk in the Trunk. The irony of a cow discussing junk is not lost on me. This is my pasture, my grass. And every Sunday, hundreds of humans arrive with their trunks full of things they don't want anymore, hoping to sell them to other humans who suddenly decide they do want them. It's called commerce, or recycling, or collective delusion. I'm not sure which. Let's get this over with. Inexplicable decorative items and things I lack the cognitive framework to even categorize. One person's junk, another person's treasure. The eternal recycling of human acquisition. Meanwhile, I eat grass, convert it to protein, and exist without needing to own anything except the 4 stomachs I was born with. Different economic models. Oh no. Someone is talking to a phone, out loud. As if the phone is an audience that cares, walking through the flea market, slowly, filming everything. Narrating in that particular cadence, upbeat, enthusiastic, slightly performative. Broadcasting this moment, this flea market, this stuff, this experience, to people who are somewhere else, watching via small screens. Here but not here. Present but performing. Experiencing the flea market through the lens of how to describe the flea market to people who aren't at the flea market. I don't understand this at all. Is the experience happening? Or is the documentation of the experience happening? Is there a difference anymore? Does the live stream make the moment more real or less real? If you attend a flea market but don't broadcast it, did you really browse? The grass doesn't require validation. My consumption of it doesn't need witnesses. But for humans, existence seems to require testimony now. The phone becomes the witness, the audience, wherever they are, whenever they watch. They validate the moment by observing it. Objects at the flea market are picked up, described, given narrative. Stuff. Just stuff. Everywhere. Tables full of it. Trunks full of it. Humans carrying it in trolleys, in carts, in their arms. Moving objects from one location to another in a complex ballet of acquisition and release. Think about this. Really think about it. Every object here had a moment when someone said, yes, I need this. Pointed at it in a store or online or at a previous flea market. Made the decision, exchanged currency, brought it home, gave it space in their life. And then, another moment, when they said, no, I don't need this anymore. The object that was once necessary became unnecessary. The treasure became junk. But junk to whom? The person releasing it, yes. But to the person browsing right now, touching it, considering it. To them, it might be treasure, might be exactly what they didn't know they needed. So the object is both, simultaneously, junk and treasure. Its value quantum existing in superposition until the moment of transaction collapses it into one state or the other. Everything circulates. Nothing truly ends. Ownership is just temporary custody. We're all just borrowing objects from the great rotating inventory of human stuff, holding them briefly, then releasing them back into circulation. I eat grass. The grass becomes me. Then I become Well, let's not dwell on that. But it's also circulation, also transformation, also the endless movement of matter through forms. Different scale, same principle. The flea market continues its circulation around this fundamental human need. The commerce flows. The stuff changes hands, the live streams broadcast, the burgers grill, and someone waits. Waiting is the most honest thing happening here. No performance, no acquisition, no transaction. Just biological necessity meets social infrastructure meets patience. Think about it. We've built an entire civilization, created complex economic systems, developed technology that lets us broadcast our shopping experiences to invisible audiences, invented the concept of vintage finds and treasure hunting and sustainable shopping. And we still need Porta potties. The body doesn't care about commerce, doesn't care about live streams or vintage lamps or the perfect mid-century modern chair at an incredible price. The body just needs what it needs. And sometimes that means waiting outside a plastic box in a field in Oxford, Florida, while a flea market happens around you. There's something beautiful about this, the great equalizer. The moment that reminds us we're all just animals with fancy economic systems built on top of very basic biological realities. I don't use bathrooms. I'm a cow. The pasture is my bathroom. Simple, direct, no waiting, no doors, no social contracts around privacy. But I understand waiting. I wait for grass to grow. Wait for rain. Wait for my turn at the water trough when the herd is gathered. Waiting is universal, patient or impatient, necessary or chosen. We all wait. For something, for our turn, for the moment to continue into the next moment. The stuff flows, the grass grows, everything connected through time and need and the simple fact of existing, in bodies that require accommodation. Junk in the trunk, where commerce meets biology, meets patience, meets Sunday afternoon in Florida. The most honest place on earth, probably. Eight minutes. You asked me for 8 minutes. 8 minutes I could have spent grazing, ruminating, existing in the simple bovine present where there is no past, no future, no concept of junk or treasure, just grass now, grass next, grass always. But I gave you this meditation on stuff and commerce and live streaming and burgers and porta potties and the weekly ritual of humans gathering to exchange objects they no longer want for small amounts of money. And you know what I learned? Nothing is truly junk if it continues to move. If it finds new hands, new homes, new purposes. If it participates in the great circulation. The object that was junk in one life becomes treasure in another. The stuff flows through the human ecosystem like grass flows through mine. Different forms, same principle. Nothing wasted, everything recycled. Life continuing through exchange and transformation. The live streamer will post his video. His followers will watch. The cycle continues. People will browse and buy and bring things home. And eventually, some of those things will return here, completing another loop in the great circulation. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have 4 stomachs to fill and absolutely zero interest in vintage lamps.